Hi, this is Brad with ProLite Gear, and today we're going to be talking about winter sleeping pads and how to choose the right one for you. The reason we're talking about winter sleeping pads versus summer sleeping pads is that in the summer the pad is less crucial. It's more for comfort with a slight R value rather than really being the main warmth of your sleep system. The sleeping bag does a great job on the bottom until you lay down. When you lay down, you're actually compressing the insulation that's underneath you. Whether it be down or synthetic, it really doesn't matter. You're still compressing it and losing the insulative value of that material. So most of the warmth comes from your pad. The first pad in the series that we're going to talk about is ProLite's own Evo pads. This is the half-inch pad, 20 inches wide, 83 inches long. The reason we had these done at 83 inches is so you can trim them to the shape of your pad. You can trim them for length. So I'm only a 6-footer. You can trim it to 72 inches and lose that little bit of weight off your pad. The grand total on this one is 14.28 ounces with an R factor somewhere between 2.4 and 3.2. Alpinists all over the world use closed cell foam pads for a couple of reasons. One, they're incredibly reliable. They don't pop, which is always nice. Two, they don't soak up water. Some of the inflatable pads using nylon exteriors do tend to soak up water and can freeze, things like that. The nice part about having the closed cell foam pad also is that you can take it outside your tent. You can lean it up against rocks. You can put it over a tree to sit on while you're cooking. It's not limited to just a scared it's going to pop situation. Fantastic pad for those applications. I'm going to put this away and we'll grab the next one. The next pad in our winter pad series here is the Big Agnes, wrong side, insulated Q-core. This weighs a grand total of 27 ounces with an R factor of 4.1. This would be a fantastic standalone pad. You can use inside a tent. It's going to be winter insulating. This thing is 3.5 inches thick. This is the thickest pad we sell, and instead of being the horizontal baffles like some of the Therm-A-Rest or the vertical baffles like the previous Big Agnes pads like the insulated air core or the X pad, they use this quilted design, which is kind of an interesting way to go. It provides a very supportive night's sleep without the billowing effect of the other size baffles. The next pad in the winter series is the X pad Sinmat UL7. Now this one has a couple unique features which I really like. The Big Agnes insulated Q-core, the synthetic filling on that pad is only bonded to the top. The X pad Sinmat UL7 bonds the Prem-Loft insulation to both top and bottom of the pad, so when you inflate it, it forces that Prem-Loft to loft itself to its full height. It doesn't use gravity to do that. The outside baffles on this pad are 2.8 inches thick. The interior pad baffles are 2.5 inches thick. So if you're a side sleeper, you can kind of cradle yourself in the middle here and it doesn't want to throw you off. So this pad actually sleeps a little bit wider than it actually is because it doesn't deflate on the edges and want to roll you off. Its total weight on this one is 16.2 ounces for the 6-foot by 20 with an R value of 3.1. X-Ped rated this pad very conservatively. In my opinion, it is a little bit warmer than the 3.1 R factor, but that's the number they're putting on it. I would absolutely use this pad as a standalone winter sleep pad. This is one of our favorites here at ProLite Gear. We joke with customers that it's woven out of pure magic. This is the Therm-A-Rest X weighing in at 14.99 ounces for the 6-foot with an R value of 5.7. Say it again, 5.7. This is one of the lightest warmth to weight pads there is. Because it packs down to virtually the size of a Nalgene and is this weight without any down or any other insulation inside of it, it kind of takes the cake. It's 2 1.25-inch baffles stacked on top of each other to get the 2.5 thickness. It has heat sheet mylar running both top and bottom and center of this pad. Inflates with the mouth. There's no down or synthetic insulation to be wet by the moisture coming out of your lungs as you're blowing these up. So it really lends itself to a nice winter pad. It's amazing. When you put your hands on this, you can actually feel the heat just come right back to your hand. The next pad we're going to talk about is a 2-pad system. For people who want to use, Shanky, you mind hand me that pad that fell down? For me personally, on a long trip, I want to use a 2-pad system. Say I'm going out for 5 days and I bring just an inflatable pad. These only have an R value or insulating value when they're inflated. If at night I move around and a zipper happens to catch this, chances of that are very highly unlikely, or maybe a stick pops through and pops this, I'm looking forward to a very, very cold, shivery night, and not a lot of fun. It potentially could ruin the trip. So what I'm going to do is take a closed cell foam pad like this one. I'm going to put this down, and this is our cameraman here, underneath the inflatable pad, just to increase the R value and to provide a really high margin of safety. So if something should happen to this, I can shiver my way through the night on just a closed cell foam pad. The other option on this that I really do like as well is the amount of protection that it adds to your pad and the extra warmth value. So if this pad's at 2.4 to 3.2, we'll just use the number 3 just for fun. This system together has an R value of 8.7. So it's going to be warmer than most like down-filled mats you bring with you. They're of that weight anyway. The other nice part about using a 2-mat system like this is you may not have to go whole hog and buy a winter pad. You can take an existing backpacking pad like this 1-inch thick ProLite 3 mattress. This is one of our backpacking pieces that's lightweight yet not quite warm enough for winter. This has an R factor of 2.8. When in conjunction with the closed cell mat that you can use outside the tent as a durable sit system while you're cooking. You add the mat to this and it becomes an R factor of, if you want to use the number 3 for this pad, it becomes 5.8, which is an easy winter system. So I'm a big fan of this just because should you have an accident and this pops, you do have a backup. But this also extends the warmth rating of your existing mattress. If you have any questions, please feel free to call us at 406-582-0508 or send us an email at info@prolitegear.com. Thanks for watching.